Why is it that two women can walk into the same room wearing what looks like similar outfits, and yet one of them commands the entire space? People turn to look at her. They assume she has taste. They assume she has money. And the other woman, dressed in something that honestly costs more, barely gets a second glance. This happens every single day, and most people have no idea why. It's not the brand, it's not the price tag, it's not even the style exactly. It's the details, the subtle, almost invisible details that the eye picks up on before the brain even has a chance to process them. These are the details that separate an outfit that looks polished from one that looks expensive. And today, we're going to break down exactly what those details are, one by one, so that the next time you get dressed, you understand precisely what makes the difference. Because here's what nobody tells you: looking expensive is a skill. It's learnable, it's repeatable, and once you know what to look for, you will never unsee it. So let's get into it. Number 1. The fit, the single most expensive detail you can add to any outfit for free. I want you to think about the last time you saw a woman who looked truly put together, not overdressed, not trying too hard, just effortlessly elegant. I can almost guarantee that whatever she was wearing, it fit her body like it was made for her. Not tight, not baggy, just right. This is the #1 secret of every woman who consistently looks expensive, and it doesn't require a designer label or a luxury budget. It requires a tailor, or at the very minimum, an understanding of what proper fit actually looks like. Here's the thing about ill-fitting clothes. Your brain registers discomfort when something doesn't align correctly, when a blazer's shoulders are sitting too far down the arm, when trousers are pooling at the ankle, when a blouse has extra fabric bunching at the waist. The brain doesn't consciously say, "that doesn't fit," it just registers something as off, and that feeling of something being off reads as cheap. Conversely, when something fits correctly, there is a visual harmony to the silhouette. Everything lies where it should. The lines are clean, the body looks proportioned, and the garment, even if it's from a high street store, looks like it was designed specifically for that woman's body. Think about how French women dress. This is something that fashion researchers and stylists have observed for decades. The French approach to dressing is not about buying the most expensive piece. It's about wearing what fits your body beautifully. A plain white t-shirt tucked into well-fitted trousers with a belt and a clean blazer. That's an outfit that could cost $40, but if it fits perfectly, it looks like $400. The easiest adjustments you can make are the ones that matter most. Hemming trousers to the right length, taking in the waist of a blazer, having shirt sleeves shortened slightly. These alterations cost between $10 and $30 at most tailors, and the transformation they create is extraordinary. I also want to talk about sleeve length specifically, because this is one of those micro details that the eye catches immediately, even subconsciously. On a blazer or structured jacket, the sleeve should end right at the wrist bone, allowing approximately ½ an inch of your shirt cuff to show beneath it. When a blazer sleeve is too long, it swallows the hand and immediately makes the whole outfit look borrowed. When it's the right length, it creates a layered, intentional effect that looks incredibly polished. The fit is the foundation. Everything else we talk about today is built on top of it. Get the fit right, and every other detail lands properly. Ignore the fit, and no amount of quality fabric or perfect accessories will save the look. Number 2. Fabric quality and how to train your eye to spot it instantly. Now, I'm not going to tell you to go out and spend a fortune on cashmere and silk. That's not the point of this conversation. The point is to understand what quality fabric looks like, and more importantly, what it doesn't look like, so that you can make smarter choices within whatever budget you have. Because here's the truth: the fastest way to make an outfit look cheap is fabric that doesn't behave. What do I mean by that? I mean fabric that pills, fabric that wrinkles the moment you sit down and never recovers, fabric that looks shiny under lighting when it shouldn't be shiny, fabric that has that slightly stiff, plasticky appearance that you see on fast fashion pieces. When the fabric of a garment doesn't behave well, the eye reads it as low quality. Even if the style is beautiful, even if the color is perfect, the fabric will betray the outfit every time. Now, the fabrics that always look expensive, even when they're not, are natural fibers or high-quality natural synthetic blends. Linen, cotton poplin, wool, cashmere, silk when it's a higher quality blend. These fabrics drape beautifully, they catch the light softly, they move with the body rather than against it, and they photograph in a way that looks intentional and considered. Here is a simple trick for shopping in person. When you pick up a garment, hold it by one corner and let it hang. Does it fall in a clean, fluid line, or does it sort of stick and hold its position awkwardly? Quality fabric falls. It follows gravity. It moves like water. Cheap fabric resists. It holds its shape in a way that reads as artificial. Another trick is to look at the garment under the store lighting from a slight angle. Does the fabric have a slight sheen that looks intentional, like a polished cotton or a subtle satin weave? Or does it have a flat, plasticky shine that reads as synthetic? That distinction is visible the moment you know what to look for. Now, here is something important. You don't need to replace your entire wardrobe. What you need to do is prioritize. The pieces you wear most frequently, your everyday trousers, your blazers, your knitwear, invest in quality for those. The accent pieces, the trend items, the things you'll wear for a season, buy those smart, but your foundation pieces should feel good in your hand before they ever touch your body. One more thing about fabric: condition matters. A cashmere jumper that has been pilled and not depilled looks cheap. A silk blouse that hasn't been properly stored and has developed pulls looks cheap. Part of looking expensive is caring for what you own. A fabric shaver, the kind that removes pilling from knitwear, costs under $15 and will revive pieces you thought were finished. Use it. Number 2. The power of restraint. Why less is the most expensive aesthetic choice you can make. I want you to think about the aesthetic of quiet luxury for a moment, and I want you to think about why it looks the way it does. No logo, minimal color, clean lines, simple silhouettes, nothing competing for attention. This is not an accident. This is a very intentional design and styling philosophy that understands something fundamental about how the eye perceives value. When there is too much going on, too many colors, too many patterns, too many accessories, too many statement pieces all at once, the eye doesn't know where to rest. And when the eye doesn't know where to rest, the outfit reads as chaotic, and chaos reads as cheap. Restraint reads as confidence, and confidence reads as expensive. Think about the most iconic images of women who are considered style icons: Carolina Herrera, Carolyn Bessity Kennedy, the late Princess Diana in her off-duty moments. The common thread across all of them? Simplicity. Clean, considered simplicity. Here's how to apply the principle of restraint practically. Limit your palette. Not forever, but in a single outfit. The most elegant and expensive-looking outfits are typically 2 to 3 colors maximum, and often those colors are in the same tonal family: camel and cream, navy and white, charcoal and black. These combinations feel cohesive, they feel intentional, they feel like a woman who knows exactly what she's doing. The other place restraint applies is accessories. There is a styling concept that stylists have referred to for decades, and Coco Chanel is often credited with articulating it, which is the idea of removing one accessory before you leave the house. The version of your outfit that has slightly fewer pieces is almost always the more elegant version. One statement piece. One. A great watch or a delicate necklace, but not both competing for attention. A beautiful bag or statement earrings, but not both at full volume simultaneously. And here's something I want to say directly because it matters. Restraint is not boring. Restraint is sophisticated. The woman who walks in wearing a perfectly fitted camel coat, a simple black turtleneck, tailored trousers, and one pair of understated gold earrings, she doesn't need to announce herself. Her restraint does it for her, and the room feels it.
The women who consistently look expensive understand that adding more is not the same as looking like more. Subtraction is the skill. Number 4. Color harmony, the invisible thread that either elevates or destroys an outfit. This one is fascinating because most people don't notice it consciously, but every single person feels it. Color harmony is when the colors in your outfit exist in relation to one another in a way that feels visually balanced, and color dissonance is when they don't, and the difference between an outfit that looks elevated and one that looks like it was thrown together almost always comes down to this invisible thread of color. Here's what I mean. Imagine an outfit: camel blazer, white shirt, dark navy tailored trousers, beige suede loafers. This outfit has color harmony. Everything exists in a warm to neutral palette. The eye moves through the outfit and everything feels intentional. The brain says, this woman put thought into this.
Now imagine the same outfit, but the blazer is olive green, the shirt is bright white, the trousers are a slightly cool charcoal gray, and the shoes are a warm tan. Individually, each piece is fine. Together, the warm and cool tones are fighting each other. There is no color story. And even though the pieces themselves might be the same quality, the outfit reads as less polished, less intentional, less expensive. The rule to apply here is simple. Warm tones go with warm tones. Cool tones go with cool tones. Neutrals, white, black, beige, gray, should be chosen according to whether they lean warm or cool. Bright white and off-white are not interchangeable. Cream is warm, stark white is cool. When you mix them carelessly, the outfit loses its cohesion. The other color secret that expensive-looking women use instinctively is tonal dressing. Dressing in varying shades of the same color family: head-to-toe camel, head-to-toe ivory, head-to-toe navy. This creates a visual elongation of the body and an extremely powerful, put-together effect that is almost impossible to get wrong. When in doubt, go tonal. You will look expensive every single time. There is also the concept of an accent color, one pop of something that punctuates the outfit without disrupting it. A burgundy bag against an all-beige look, a forest green scarf against a gray coat. The key is one accent, and it should be considered, not accidental. Understanding color is one of the fastest ways to elevate your dressing, and it costs nothing. It's simply a new way of looking at what you already own and asking, do these colors belong in the same story? Number 5. Shoes and the extraordinary amount they communicate about the entire outfit. If you want to understand what I'm about to tell you, I want you to look at a woman's shoes before you look at the rest of her outfit. Do this the next time you're out, and notice what you already intuitively know. The shoes tell you everything. There is a phrase in styling circles that says, the quality of a woman's shoes is the first thing people notice, and the last thing they consciously remember. Because shoes anchor the entire outfit. They complete the visual statement, and when the shoes don't match the energy of the outfit, either in quality, in style, or in cleanliness, the entire look falls apart. I want to specifically talk about shoe condition because this is something that people overlook constantly. A pair of expensive shoes that are scuffed, unpolished, and have worn down heels looks cheaper than a pair of inexpensive shoes that are immaculate. The condition of your shoes communicates whether you pay attention to details, and the message you send when your shoes are impeccably maintained is, this is a woman who cares. This is a woman who notices the small things, and that reading extends to the entire way she presents herself. Heel taps, those small rubber tips on the heels of dress shoes and heeled boots, should be replaced the moment they begin to wear down. A cobbler can do this for under $10, and it transforms the sound and the appearance of the shoe completely. There is nothing that makes a high heel look cheaper than the sound of a worn-down metal pin clicking on a floor.
Replace the taps, keep the leather polished or conditioned, store your shoes properly. Now about shoe style. The shoes that consistently photograph as expensive and that read as expensive in person tend to have clean, simple silhouettes, a pointed toe pump in a nude or neutral leather, a simple loafer in tan or black, a sleek Chelsea boot, a strappy sandal with a slender heel and minimal hardware. What makes these shoes look expensive is not the brand, it's the simplicity. Too many buckles, too many straps, too much going on, and the shoe starts competing with the outfit. A clean shoe that complements the outfit is infinitely more elegant than a statement shoe that competes with it. One more thing about shoes. The match between the shoe and the outfit matters enormously. Not matching in a matchy-matchy way, that actually reads as dated and overly studied, but in terms of energy. A sleek, tailored outfit with chunky platform trainers creates a visual clash that dilutes both pieces. The same tailored outfit with a simple leather flat or a clean white court shoe creates harmony. The shoe should feel like the natural conclusion of the outfit, not an afterthought. Number 7. The bag and why the wrong one undoes everything. We need to talk about bags, because the bag is the one accessory that carries the most visual weight in an outfit, pun intended, and it is also the one that women most frequently get wrong. Not because they choose the wrong brand, but because they choose the wrong scale, the wrong structure, or the wrong condition. Let's start with scale, because this is the detail that stylists talk about constantly. The scale of your bag relative to your body and your outfit must be proportionate. A tiny micro bag on a tall woman wearing a structured outfit looks like a styling joke. An enormous tote on a petite woman wearing delicate pieces looks overwhelming. The bag should feel like it belongs in the same visual world as everything else you're wearing. In terms of what reads as expensive, structured bags almost always read as more elevated than unstructured ones. A bag that holds its shape, a structured tote, a ladylike top handle bag, a clean crossbody with defined edges communicates the same thing as fitted clothes. It communicates intention and attention. Now, hardware. This is a micro detail that the eye catches immediately. When the hardware on a bag is tarnished, scratched, or looks cheap and lightweight, the entire bag reads as cheap, regardless of what was paid for it. Conversely, when the hardware is polished, heavy, and sits cleanly against the leather, it elevates the bag considerably. Leather, or quality leather alternatives, will always read as more expensive than fabric that has started to pill or fray. If you have a beloved bag that is showing wear, consider whether it can be repaired or professionally cleaned. A leather conditioner on a quality leather bag restores the color and the softness and the luster. It extends the life of the piece significantly, and it means you're carrying something that still looks intentional. The last thing about bags, neutral bags read as more expensive because they go more. A bag that fights with your outfit every time you carry it is not a functional accessory. Invest in one or two truly excellent neutral bags, a black, a tan, or a camel, and let those be your workhorses. Statement bags are for when you're building an outfit around them. Neutral bags are for when you want the outfit to speak and the bag to agree. Number 8. Hair and skin, the detail that no outfit can override. I want to be direct about something because it matters, and I don't think it gets said often enough. You could be wearing the most perfectly fitted, beautifully colored, impeccably accessorized outfit in the world, and if your hair is visibly unwashed, unkempt, or unstyled in a way that reads as neglect rather than intention, the outfit is undermined completely. This is not about having perfect hair, it's about having intentional hair. There is a massive difference between hair that is deliberately casual, a soft, effortless wave, a clean, low bun, a sleek ponytail that was styled to look that way, and hair that is just happening. The first reads as effortless elegance. The second reads as didn't try. The women who consistently look expensive invest time in their hair's condition more than its styling. Hair that is healthy, moisturized, and has visible sheen reads as elevated. Hair that is dull, dry, frizzy, or visibly damaged reads as neglected, and neglect is the opposite of luxury. This means using a deep conditioning treatment regularly. It means protecting hair from heat damage with a quality serum or oil before styling. It means getting trims consistently, not for length, but for health. Split ends communicate the same thing as a pilling jumper. They say, this person doesn't maintain their things. Now for skin, and I want to be very clear, this is not about covering yourself in expensive makeup. In fact, one of the most powerful things you can do for your overall appearance is shift from heavy, full coverage foundation to skincare that makes your skin look good on its own. When the skin looks healthy, when it has moisture, a slight natural luminosity, and evenness, the face reads as younger, more rested, and more elegant than any amount of heavy coverage. The women on those old money and quiet luxury aesthetic channels, watch them carefully. Their makeup is either minimal and dewy, or it's impeccably executed but natural looking. What you almost never see is heavy contouring, overly dramatic lashes in casual daytime settings, or makeup that draws more attention to the face than the woman herself. Moisturizer, SPF, a subtle highlighter or balm on the high points of the face, a clean brow, a well-defined but not overdone lip. That combination on healthy skin will look more
expensive than a full makeup look on neglected skin every single time. Number 8. The tuck, one of the most underused styling secrets of expensive-looking women. This one sounds almost too simple, and that is exactly why it works. The tuck. Whether it's a full tuck, a half tuck, a front tuck, or a French tuck, the act of tucking a top into your bottoms does something extraordinary to the overall silhouette. It creates a defined waistline. It separates the top half of the outfit from the bottom half with a visual intentionality. It makes the outfit look styled rather than simply worn. When a woman wears a loose shirt untucked over trousers, the eye sees one continuous, undifferentiated column of fabric. There's no waist definition, there's no visual break. And without that break, the outfit can start to look like it was put on rather than put together. The French tuck specifically, where just the front portion of a shirt or blouse is tucked in, leaving the back loose, is one of the most powerful casual styling tricks you can use. It creates the illusion of waist definition without the formality of a full tuck. It works with everything from oversized denim shirts to soft knit tops to flowy blouses, and it immediately elevates the outfit by suggesting that someone thought about it. Here is the other benefit of the tuck that most people don't consider. When a shirt is tucked in, the fabric of the bottoms, whether that's a trouser, a skirt, or jeans, is no longer competing with the fabric of the top. Each piece gets to show its quality independently. A beautiful pair of tailored trousers reads as beautiful tailored trousers when the waistband is visible and the fabric can drape cleanly from the hip. When a shirt is covering the waistband and pooling at the hips, those same trousers read as generic. The tuck is free. It takes 4 seconds, and it consistently elevates every outfit it touches. Number 9. The monochrome or near monochrome effect, the styling trick that expensive women use on repeat. I mentioned tonal dressing earlier when we talked about color, but I want to go deeper into this because it is one of the most powerful and most reliably elegant styling approaches you can use. And once you see it, you will notice it absolutely everywhere. Look at the women who are consistently photographed as stylish and polished. Scroll through the accounts of the channels I mentioned at the beginning of this video. Notice how often the outfits are built on a near monochrome foundation. All ivory, all black, all camel, all gray, all taupe. This is not coincidence. The monochrome approach works for several deeply practical reasons that translate directly to looking expensive. First, it elongates. When the eye moves from the shoulder to the shoe without encountering a color break, the body appears taller and leaner. There's a visual flow that makes the wearer look composed and elegant. Second, it simplifies. A monochrome outfit removes the need to make decisions about color harmony because the color is already decided. The work instead goes into texture, proportion, and fit, the elements that actually make an outfit interesting and elevated. Third, it reads as intentional. Wearing one color head to toe is a deliberate choice. The brain registers it as a considered decision, and considered decisions read as taste. Taste reads as expensive. Now, within a monochrome outfit, the texture becomes everything. An all-cream look that combines a cashmere knit, silk wide-leg trousers, and a cream leather bag has extraordinary depth and richness despite being technically all one color. The different textures, matte, luster, soft, create a visual layering that is sophisticated and interesting. The monochrome outfit is also one of the most outfit formula approaches you can take for days when you want to look pulled together without enormous effort. Build a set of monochrome base outfits in your wardrobe, all black, all cream, all navy, all camel, and you have a reliable template that you can dress up or down depending on what the day requires. Number 10. Posture, pace, and presence, the final detail that either confirms or contradicts everything the outfit says. We've talked about 10 styling secrets, 10 practical, actionable details that make an outfit look expensive. And I've saved this one for last, not because it's the least important, but because it's the one that, if ignored, makes all of the others irrelevant. You can have the perfectly fitted coat, the immaculate shoes, the beautifully conditioned hair, the considered accessories, the tonal palette, and the elegant restraint. And if you walk into the room hunched, rushed, and disconnected from your own presence, it disappears. All of it. Gone. Because expensive is not just what you wear, it's how you wear it. Posture is the physical architecture of confidence. When a woman walks with her shoulders back, her chin level, not lifted in arrogance, but level in composure, her spine long, her movement unhurried, she commands space, she commands attention, and everything she's wearing gets to show up fully because her body is holding it with intention. This is why the same blazer looks extraordinary on one woman and ordinary on another. It's not the blazer, it's the posture inside the blazer. Here is something that posture researchers and body language experts have found consistently. The physical act of holding your body upright, even before you feel confident, begins to communicate confidence to the people around you. It also, interestingly, communicates confidence back to your own nervous system. The posture creates the feeling as much as the feeling creates the posture. And pace. Moving with intention rather than urgency. When you're rushing, when you're frantic, when your energy communicates that you are overwhelmed or trying to catch up, your clothes look like they are trying to keep up with you and they never quite manage it. But when you move with measured deliberateness, not slow but unhurried, your clothes move with you, and the whole look settles into itself and reads as composed. There is a reason why models are taught to walk a certain way, a reason why actresses who are considered style icons often move in a very particular, considered manner. Movement is part of the outfit, it is not separate from it. So, the final detail. Before you leave the house, shoulders back, chin level, take one breath and walk out as though where you're going is exactly where you're meant to be. Let me bring this together now because I want you to leave this video with something you can actually use today. Looking expensive is never about the price of what you wear. I cannot say that clearly enough. It is about the quality of your attention, the attention you pay to how things fit, the attention you pay to the condition of what you own, the attention you pay to color, to proportion, to restraint, to the details that most people walk past without seeing.
The women who always look expensive aren't necessarily women with the biggest budgets. They're women who have educated their eye, who have decided that how they present themselves is a form of self-respect, who understand that dressing intentionally isn't vanity, it's communication. It's the language of how you value yourself. And here's the beautiful thing. Every single one of the 10 details we've talked about today is within your reach right now. Adjust the fit of something you already own. Take a trip to a tailor. Remove one accessory and notice how the outfit breathes. Polish your shoes. Deep condition your hair. Stand up straight. Choose 2 colors that belong in the same story. Try a French tuck. These are not expensive interventions, they are educated ones, and the difference they make is extraordinary, not because the world needs you to look a certain way, but because when you feel put together, when you move through the world knowing that every detail has been considered, there is a confidence that money truly cannot buy. That's what this is really about. Now, if you've been watching all the way to the end of this video, I want you to do one thing. Tell me in the comments below which of these 10 details are you going to apply first, because I read every single comment and I want to know where you're starting. This community is full of women who are on exactly the same journey you are, and your answer might be exactly what someone else needed to hear today. And if this video gave you something, a new perspective, a practical detail you hadn't considered, a moment of recognition, consider sharing it with a woman in your life who you think would appreciate it. Not because she needs fixing, but because women who are invested in their own elegance deserve to know the details that nobody tells them. Subscribe if you're not already here. There is so much more on this channel, from wardrobe capsules to color theory to the science of first impressions. We go deep on all of it, and I want to see you in the next one. Take care of yourself, the way you deserve to be taken care of.